All right, today we're going to talk about a piece of software that wants to completely change how you use the internet. Now, this is not just another browser with a chatbot kind of tacked on the side. No, this is a whole new way of thinking about the web, one that turns your AI assistant into a true co-pilot. So let's dive in.
I want you to think for a second about how you use AI right now when you're browsing. You're on a web page, you find something interesting, and what do? You open a new tab for ChatGPT, you copy the text, you paste it, you write your prompt, then you copy the answer and bring it back. It works! But it's clunky, right? It feels so disconnected, like you're constantly juggling two completely different tools.
Well, it turns out OpenAI agrees with you. They're looking at that whole process and thinking, yeah, there's got to be a better way, a much more elegant, integrated way for us to work with AI right on the web.
And this really gets to the core of their idea. It's about a fundamental shift in how we see AI. We need to move beyond thinking of it as just an add-on or a tool and start seeing it as a genuine teammate that's right there with you, working alongside you.
This slide just lays it out perfectly, the old way versus the new vision. On one hand, we've got the world we live in now. Separate windows, that constant copy-paste routine, and an AI that really has no idea what you were just looking at. But the vision for Atlas? It's a completely integrated, seamless experience with an AI partner that's actually aware of the context of what you're doing.
So let's officially meet this new browser. It's called ChatGPT Atlas. And that word, collaborative, is everything. It's the key to its whole philosophy.
And this quote just nails it. It's not about having a little chat window in the corner. See, a co-pilot doesn't just answer your questions. A co-pilot helps you fly the plane. They take action. And that's the absolute game changer here.
So what is it exactly? Well, ChatGPT Atlas is a browser that's been built from the ground up with ChatGPT at its very core. Its whole reason for being is to deeply understand what you're doing online, help you out with your tasks, and most importantly, start taking some of those tedious actions for you.
So how does it pull all this off? Well, the whole experience rests on three foundational pillars that all work together. The ability to chat anywhere, the power to remember what you're doing, and its most revolutionary feature, the capacity to act. Let's break down each one.
Okay, first up, chat anywhere. This means ChatGPT isn't some other website you have to go to anymore. It's just there all the time. You can open it in a tab, sure, but the real magic is something they call cursor chat. Just imagine you're reading an article, you highlight a chunk of text, and boom, you can instantly get a summary, have it rewritten, or even change the tone right there on the page. No more copy and paste.
The second pillar is browser memory. Now, this is seriously powerful. You have to give it permission, of course, but Atlas can remember the pages and topics you've been looking at. So the more you use it, the smarter it gets about what you're interested in. When you ask a question, you don't get a generic answer. You get a response that's informed by your entire browsing session. And you're always in control. There's an incognito mode for anything you don't want it to remember.
And that brings us to the third pillar, agent mode. Honestly, this is the breakthrough. This is where ChatGPT goes from being just an information source to an action taker. We're talking about an AI that can navigate websites, click buttons, and type in forms for you.
Agent mode is such a huge leap forward that we really need to dig into it a little more. This is the feature that really transforms your browser from a passive window you look through into an active assistant that works for you.
So what does it actually look like when your browser starts doing things on your behalf? Well, let's walk through a super common and often annoying online task.
Let's say you need to book a flight. Instead of you opening a dozen tabs, you just tell Atlas what you need. From there, it opens the airline website, logs you in, finds the flights for your dates, and even fills in all your passenger info. It does all the tedious clicking and typing, and then it just shows you the final options so you can give the final okay. I mean, think about how much time that would save.
And it's not just for flights. Imagine you find a recipe online, and you can just tell the agent to create a shopping list from it. Or you're doing research, and you tell it to pull the key points from 5 different articles into one summary. Booking a table, drafting an email, the potential for saving time here is just massive.
Of course, as soon as you start talking about an AI that can click and type for you, some pretty big questions about security and privacy come up. And they should. So let's talk about the guardrails OpenAI has put in place, and also when you can actually get your hands on this.
So the most important thing here is that you are in control. OpenAI is very clear. The AI can't access any data on a page without your okay first. We already mentioned incognito mode, but critically, agent mode is what's called sandboxed, meaning it can't just run random code it finds on the web, and it can't install browser extensions. Those are some really important safety nets.
So, what about availability? Well, as of October 2025, the ChatGPT Atlas browser is out right now for macOS. If you're on Windows, iOS, or Android, it looks like you'll have to wait just a little bit longer, as those are all listed as coming soon.
And so that brings us to the end. And it leaves us with a pretty fascinating question to chew on. Once your browser can actually act on your behalf, when all those tedious online tasks can be automated with a single sentence, the only limit is really your own imagination. So what's the first thing you would ask your new Copilot to do? It's a pretty exciting peek into where the web is going next.